What's up, guys, and welcome to the future of leaks. We got some crazy things to go over. I'm gonna show you some brand new ideas that Coda is gonna bring to the game. Then we're gonna go over ideas that you put in the comment. And if you want your ideas in the next video, make sure you comment down below, like this guy did, and go over the possibility of Huggy Wuggy in Animal Company. We're going over new items that no one's ever seen before, brainstorming, helping the devs bring awesomeness to Animal Company. But before we get into this, I need your help to defeat this guy, the evil YouTube monster. And beating him is easy. All you gotta do is hit that like button to get us to 3,000 likes, and subscribe to join the wolf pack, and then leave in the comment, Mr. Grey Wolf, I'm helping you fight with, and then leave something creative like this guy did. Now, let's stop wasting time and get straight into this video. Okay guys, I'm going to get some fans and fly around some public lobbies. Is this a good idea? Probably not. But if you see yourself in the video, make sure you let me know in the comments down below. I'm gonna start this video off with a comment from the Animal Company Discord by Grow-A-Garden. He said, by the way, is the map gonna get expanded? Because I feel like the old map had a lot of space for war codes. And guess who replied to it? Coda. And Coda said, I've heard this a lot, and it makes me want to support war codes as a proper feature, which means war codes or some kind of war mode could be coming to Animal Company. This is separate from what I'm going to talk about today, but I thought I should feature it because that is such a cool idea. And then also, Patrick commented and said, an abandoned Costco would be super sick. And I do think it would be sick too. And so does Coda. He thinks it will be sick, and he said an abandoned Costco is actually amazing, might do it. And I think that that would be crazy cool. I saw on Steam not too long ago that there was someone building a horror game around the IKEA map, which would be similar. So a big like warehouse, abandoned store map. I think this would be super cool, and it looks like we might get one. We don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think this is coming in the next update? I hope so. Okay, so now let's get into your ideas. The first comment is by Bucket Hat VR. He says, Mr. Grey Wolf, here's my idea, is they need to add alien skin for the space update. Well, I totally agree, and this is what I think that they should add, like a spacesuit. But if we didn't realize, we don't have a space map anymore. It's gone. And I hope they're gonna bring it back. They said that they're gonna be working on the offices, they're gonna redo it and then bring it back. But I'm a little worried because they also said that they could possibly turn it into a PvP thing. And I kinda liked it just being spooky in the offices. I don't know if I wanna go in there just to, you know, fight other players. I'd rather it be just another spooky map. But I'm also not entirely sure what an in-game PvP zone even means. But what I do know is every time they do come up with something and they add something to the game, even if it's something that they're gonna do that could be bad or sounds like it's gonna be bad, they absolutely kill it. Because remember when they said, hey, we wanna nerf the hook shot, and everybody started making videos and everyone was doing comments and voting against it, and they're like, no, don't do that. And then when they actually did it, it turns out they didn't even nerf it at all. All they did was make certain surfaces where you couldn't use a hook shot, so when you're around a certain monster, it's scarier because it's harder to get away from them. I love that so much. That is a genius idea. And this kind of makes me feel better about the decisions that they make. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Are they killing it? Because it feels like they're absolutely killing it and they're geniuses. Now, the next comment is by Nice Goose. And he says, my idea is for robot hands like General Grievous from Star Wars. And it's like on a backpack. You put it on your back and then you can adjust them for your liking. And I think this is really cool because if we had extra arms, we could like grab onto 2 hook shots. But the only thing is, how would you control that? How would you control 4 arms and you only have 2 arms? That's kind of weird. But I do like the idea. Like, what if maybe they're gigantic and then when you use your hands, it mimics your hands, and then you can use them to crawl around. So you would have big bionicle monkey arms coming out from behind your back. Or what if you could just reach your hand forward and pull the trigger, and then the arm would shoot like a hook shot and grab onto something. Instead of maybe like a hook shot where it grabs it and pulls you to it, what if it grabs something and pulls whatever that is to you? So if you grab another player, you can pull them to you, or an object that's on the ground, you can go and snatch it from a distance. Or if you accidentally hit a monster and it brings it to you, now that would be super cool. And just really quick, if you guys want your comments in the next video like this, all you gotta do is type, Mr. Grey Wolf, this is my idea, and then send me your best idea of a monster, or a new item, or a new adventure, or a new map game. Now, our next comment is by Mr. Monk, and this is a gigantic comment, but I want to focus on one main part that they said, and they said a new dog monster, and this dog monster will be happy in the light, but once it goes dark, the dog will become possessed and come at you and be all scary. Now, that is a super cool idea, especially if we added that it was chained up to like a spike on the ground, and the more that you're around this dog, the more that spike gets pulled out of the ground, and once it's all the way out, it can chase you. Now that would be nuts. And I would love to be able to put a saddle on the dog's back so you could like ride it like it's a crazy bull or something. Or maybe you can ride the nice one until it freaks out and then it throws you off of it and then chases you. Which also gives me an idea about pets. Having pets or even like a Pokemon type mode would be insane. I don't know if a lot of people will even like that though. Let me know in the comments below. Would you like pets or Pokemon or not? Okay, our next comment comes from DCGT, and he says, my idea is the mimics can look like your friends, they can mimic your friends' voices, they can hold gadgets, and they'll even have the same name tag as your friend. He even says that they would even copy the movement of your friend. I think coding this would be really, really hard. I'm not a coder myself, but I feel like this is something that's not gonna be that easy to do. But technically, the spider already does take your friend's skin. Remember when it like eats your friend and like walks around with their friend underneath it? So they can definitely copy your friend's skin with ease. And they could just like have a little bot that records your friend's voice every once in a while, so then they could use those voice recordings. And we talked about this in the previous video, and I would love to see this come to Animal Company. That would be insane. Especially if you start hearing your friend's voice in the vents saying, hey, come help, I'm down here. And you're like, what? And then you go check it out, and then it's a mimic. Oh my gosh. Which makes me think of a really cool idea. What if they started coming to the content creators to using their voices in the monsters or in some of the voice acting things that they use in the future? I think that would be super cool idea to be able to use like Toasty's voice or my voice in a monster or an intercom thing that's like, monsters are coming out. Attention, here comes the night mode. Or, I don't know. I could do a good monster voice. Now, next up is my idea, and I would love to see Poppy Playtime come to Animal Company. And it doesn't have to be the exact Poppy Playtime and their characters, because I know there's copyright and Poppy's Playtime might not like that. But imagine going down the creepy hallways or even the vents, and then there's just this Huggy Wuggy style thing, just like laughing and coming at you really fast, and you have to like run as fast as you can to get away. Ah, I can already see it. It would be so scary. And not only that, but there's just something about that style of map that's just super creepy. And the more that I'm actually looking at these like hallways and stuff and the design, it kind of almost looks like Animal Company gets some inspiration from them already. But what do you guys think? Would this absolutely freak you out and terrify you? Or do you not want this to come to, or would you not want it to come to Animal Company at all? Or would you want this to be the very next update to make more vents, more craziness, and have something just crazy coming at you? I mean, look at this photo. It is absolutely creepy. So Animal Company, if you guys are watching, this would be insane. And let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. And our next comment comes from Mason. And Mason says, Mr. Greywolf, here's my idea. I would love to see a new drill game mode where you can drill stuff. And I was talking to Paulo about this just the other day, and I was saying how it'd be super cool if there was a way that you could use the drill to drill down into the ground or into the cave walls. I know, again, that this would be something that'd be really hard to code. But technically, I'm not a coder, so I don't know that for sure. And we have seen a lot of low poly games do this in the past, and I would love to see that come to the game. That would be insane, I think. Especially because you go into the walls and build little bases in the walls, or see if you can keep digging until you find something that you can loot and bring it back and sell at the sell machine. And then what if you're digging and then you run upon like a hole or a hive of like ants, gigantic ants that come at you and you gotta like take them out? That would be insane. Or some kind of giant earthworm. It's like giant earthworm. It's blind but it's coming at you. Kind of like this game called Deep Rock Galactic that I have on the screen right now. It doesn't have a giant worm, but it does got the giant ants and the digging. The graphics aren't that crazy, so I bet you could run this on your Quest, which would be insane. insane. Okay, next up is Ann, and Ann says, I think that they should add a lava gun. One with infinite ammo, but you have to load it with lava cinder blocks. Which doesn't make sense because if a gun is unlimited, then you wouldn't have to reload it. But I do love the idea, and this is what I think that it would look like, or something around this. And I think it actually would be cool if you could go mining and then get more cinder and then shove it up into the gun, and then it would shoot lava. I think that would be super cool, super helpful for fighting bad guys, but it also could be bad because if you're in a vent and you're shooting lava, you might trap yourself, so it could be good and bad. So if something's chasing you like that little man in the vent, you could squirt a trail behind you so when he walks through it, it would hurt him, even take him out. And imagine if someone else is chasing you and you squirt a lava gun on the ground as you ran, so they'd have to run through it, especially through the vents. But this could also lead to some trolling, which would be pretty funny. Okay, next up is Glitch Bros. And Glitch Bro wants to see a new map, a radioactive map. He says that he wants a radioactive like cave or something where we can go in and we can find radioactive crystals, where you can do some mining, and then you can go deeper into the caves where there's obstacles or even parkour to help you get around the lava, the radioactive lava. And I love this, and I think that'd be a super cool look to have a cave with like green radioactive lake inside of it with green glowing and crazy like mutated monsters. Maybe even that vent guy has some cousins that live in there. And then even further on that idea, what if it was like at a theme park or an amusement park where there was the radioactiveness taking over the park and you had to jump on these things to get around, and then there was like mutated clowns that would laugh in the darkness or come out of the stuff and try to grab you. Now I think that would be really freaky because you'd add in some creepy, super creepy like carnival music, and then maybe baby dolls will come at you with just one arm. That would be so scary. There's all kinds of stuff that you could do. There's all kinds of stuff that they could add. And if you guys have any ideas, make sure you let me know in the comments down below. Do not forget, because I love going over these ideas, and I hope that this video will help the devs come up with even more cooler stuff. Which brings us to our next comment by Red Void. And Red Void says, I just want more RPG, skins, shotgun, revolvers, and other things. Even the future flashlight and heart gun all have extra skins, and probably add weapons like the Glock 19, AK-47, and the katana. This guy's crazy. He's wild. He's just trying to get all the weapons, have a whole armory. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with an armory. That would be insane. But I think at the same time, they have to watch out because meta is really strict on this, and that's why they don't push too hard into weapons, and they lean more towards like space stuff, heart guns, and impulse things, because meta can easily be like, yo, this is too violent. You're off the shop. You're out of here. And that would not be good. But I am down with the more skins and stuff. I would love to see them add some kind of like laser gun or some kind of blaster, or some kind of like tornado gun would be super cool, or lightning gun, or some kind of like something that just messes with the environment, or puts like something on the ground that shoots somebody else up into the air. I think that, or even a portal gun would be so cool. Shoot a portal on the floor and shoot it on the wall and you can jump through it. I think that would be insane. Which brings us to our next comment by Just Cheese VR. Just Cheese says, the boss fight would be a big version of the next bot, but every time you hit him, he multiplies into smaller and smaller ones. And then when you defeat him, you get some kind of cool, rare OG item to sell, and it'll be worth like 20K. I think that is a super good idea. I really, really, really want us to all start pushing in and start asking for boss fights. Something like when you get there, there's like a bigger something that takes either a long time to take out or takes more than one person to take out. I think that would be the future of this, and I would absolutely love to do this. I was telling Apollo and Toasty about an idea that I had for a boss fight, where imagine you're fighting a giant ogre. So we got a pretty big ogre, but what about a bigger ogre? And this ogre had like ores on its body, and you had to mine them to like bring him down to your level, like, or fall down. And then you gotta hit him in the head really fast until he gets back up. And at the same time, it takes multiple people to do this, and he can reach down and grab you. When he grabs you, he doesn't kill you, he puts you in his like basket on his back. And then you can decide decide, do we need to like attack the basket and then the basket will like bust and it will free the people who have been captured and they can start helping again? Or do we gotta keep focusing the ore to take out the ogre? I think this would be super cool because you can bust the ore and get like company coins and rich and then get rare items that get dropped, or you can choose to save your friends. I think instead of just being killed, that this would add more excitement, more craziness, and make the game more hectic. Okay, on to the next idea, and it is by Hatters. Well, first what he said was, Mr. Greywolf, you're the best VR content creator. What? Thank you so much. That means so much to me. And then he says, my idea is for an item, a freeze gun that freezes players and monsters, which this is so cool. Imagine you can shoot the ground too, like we're talking about the lava gun, and then anyone who comes through there will slip or slide, or even you can shoot someone's feet, so when they're coming at you like on Fortnite and they start slipping around the map, like they can't chase after you because their hands are iced over. I think that would be insanely funny, especially if someone's like on those big thick wires on the new map and you froze their hands to troll them and they slowly slipped off the side of the wire. Oh man, so many good possibilities, so many fun troll moments would be absolutely hilarious. Okay guys, if you made it this far, you're an absolute legend. And legends, make sure to go and like the video. And then also, if you want to let me know that you're a legend and that you're still here and awesome, make sure you leave the comment, I'm still here and I'm a legend, and I'll make sure to heart it and reply. Don't forget, if you have any bomb ideas, to leave them down in the comments below. My name is Mr. Greywolf, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!